In Path of Exile 2 Dawn of the Hunt, there's a lot of builds that got nerfed, and today we are starting from scratch with Witch, and only leveling guide you will need. After making few holes in this dude, we are ready to start building, because he always drops Wizard Wand. After equipping the wand, you will get your first skill. Different wands will have different skills, but as Witch, you definitely want to stick with this wand. When you find your first chest, you will find Scepter, and make sure to equip it instantly, because now you get two boys in your hands and they will follow you wherever you go and they will help to fight you. Yeah, we're building today Minion Witch, but if you're going full minion or you're going full damage over time build, you probably will have problems in this patch. So let's get our first free skill, Unearth, and start going towards incredibly powerful leveling build. Make sure to equip the skill and it will help you going through the early game pretty easily, because whenever you use it on the corpses or even if you're fighting versus packs of enemies, you will summon little head crabs from Half-Life or like alien creatures, and whenever early game bosses will summon help, you will just destroy them and create more minions for yourself. Make bosses stuck in the corner and destroy them. It's probably the easiest class to go through the early game, but then we can become completely bricked and unplayable if we're going for wrong decisions. After getting to Clearfell encampment and talking with Renly, you will get your first uncut skill gem. Right now you won't have a lot of gold, but you will have a lot of equipment to choose from the shop. To make it easier for you, I got script that you can copy-paste in this search panel and it will highlight only useful items. You can get this in my Discord. Link in the description. Also it will highlight quality items so you can disenchant them later. And that's how I found Scepter with extra life for my minions as well as extra fire damage. So let's go forward to Clearfell for our first setup. Over here you will find Abandoned Camp, and here in the chest there's another uncut skill gem. By using this gem or by cutting it, you can create any skill you like, of appropriate level. First skill we choose will be Contagion, and second is Skeletal Snipers. Now quick explanation on how minions work. You got Spirit. It's a resource that you can use to create minions. Different minions will cost a different amount of spirits, and if for example you have 100 spirits and minions cost 10 spirit, you can create 10 minions. Thanks to Rattling Scepter, I can create 2 skeletal warriors for free, and it provides me with 100 spirit for 1 skeletal sniper. Almost every minion will have skills. For example, skeletal snipers can create this poison arrow. It will strike enemies and damage them over time. Coolest part that minions is kinda unkillable. Whenever they got killed, you just need to wait a little bit and they will be automatically resummoned. Let's go straight to Mud Burrow and I will explain how this first setup works, especially Contagion skill. So, we apply Contagion to enemy and it will damage enemies over time, but coolest part, while it's being not very powerful, it's actually pretty weak, especially at first application. Whenever enemy dies with this affliction, he will spread this contagion to enemies nearby and they will take a lot of damage. So that's how setup basically works. By applying Contagion and Poison Arrow to enemies and then hitting them with basic attack from your wand, you will easily defeat any bosses, especially in early game, and especially this worm, because after you defeat him, you will get Uncut Skill Gem level 2, and make sure you're getting back to town and talking with Renly again to get Uncut Support Gem. With Skill Gem, we're creating Flame Wall spell. This skill will increase our damage significantly. Basically, we're placing the flame wall in front of us and then shooting projectiles, and projectiles becoming fire projectiles. This works also on our skeletal snipers, so they will have empowered attacks too. Just by going forward and combining all spells, so basically you can cycle between them, you will always deal some damage and spread some plague upon enemies. When you reach next area, you will find Spirit and make sure to follow it. It will buff monsters, but also it will buff very strong rare monster. He will become even more powerful, but he will have better drops. That's new league mechanic of Dawn of the Hunt. Basically you're hunting spirits and it's pretty fun, pretty cool, but also it's pretty hard to destroy them sometimes, so you need to be powerful. Still, most important part in this forest right now for us is this hut. You will find Cauldron and after you touch it, it will summon this witch. So make sure to destroy this witch and you will get next Uncut Support Gem. What we can do with them and how they will enhance our build. Take a close look at my casting speed of Flame Wall, that's how fast I can cast it. But I will use uncut support gem and I will cut Arcane Tempo for my Flame Wall. Now we're casting a lot faster. Right now we can apply 2 support gems for each skill, but later in the game you can apply up to 5 support gems. Also right now it looks like we can apply only 3 different options, but actually there's Show All button. That will give you almost unlimited possibilities to customize your skills. Now I can create spell cascade on Flame Wall, and I will create 3 Flame Walls just with one touch of the button. You will have limited uncut support gems at first, so first gem we will cut is Swift Affliction, to increase damage of our damage over time effects, like Contagion. The next gem I suggest you to cut is Concentrated Effect for more area of damage. I will explain all support gems you will need to make later in the game in this part of the video. So, sniper minions need to have Martial Tempo for extra attack speed, and also Scatter Shot to make them shoot 3 arrows instead of just 1. For skeletal warriors we can use Mid Shield to make them tank more. For skills that we have right now, that's kinda it, that's everything you need. And here is our basic combination. We're doing Wall, Contagion and then starting to shoot. Basically we're destroying packs of enemies with ease with just few clicks. Versus bosses I also using Poison Arrow from my skeleton archers to stack loads of damage over time effects. And when you upgrade your skill gems, minions will start to cost less spirit and you will be able to create absolute army. So why we actually need this hybrid build? Why we can't play only minions or only damage over time? You can think that it's actually bad to scale different attributes, but here's the thing. Actually I played in full Dot Witch last season. Dot Witch right now, damage over time Witch basically got a little bit stronger, but still I would say it's not worth it. While minion builds is almost untouched, they a little bit nerfed in the late game, and minions kinda directly never got touched in early game, so it's smart idea to scale minions right now. Right? Wrong actually. So here's the deal, take a look at this fight versus pretty early boss. One slam on the ground and all my minions will be dead. That's basically how it works. And we need to wait until they will be respawned and then we can do some damage. If you're playing only minions, yeah, that's why you never want to play only minions right now, you want to play exactly this hybrid build. By the way, this boss drops uncut skill gem level 3 and now we can actually finish the build. Next skill we're creating is Essence Drain. Don't forget to take Swift Affliction from Contagion and drop it on Essence Drain. Second support I like to use on Essence Drain is Profanity. If you want to fill free slot on Contagion, go for Magnified Effect. Essence Drain applies strong damage over time effect, and you can nicely scale this damage with Wand in your main hand if you're going for Chaos Spell skill level or Chaos skill damage or just magical spell damage. And now we kinda unlocked super broken combination. We're using Contagion and then Essence Drain, and Contagion will spread Essence Drain to all enemies with extra damage. Just imagine how long it would take you to beat the game if you're not using these spells. By the way, if you don't like skeletal snipers, you can use skeletal arcanists. They also funny dudes, but you need to pick one of them. Overall, this combination is pretty easy and straightforward. Flame Wall, Contagion, Essence Drain, everyone shooting through Flame Wall, everyone getting extra fire damage, and you will easily clear everything in your path. Coolest part, you don't need big windows of opportunity to attack bosses, basically you can wait and run around a little bit and they will die from damage over time effects or from your minions. Another reason why we're not going solely for minions or damage over time is our skill tree. Just take a look at this passive skill tree. We're getting bonuses to spell damage and minion damage at the same time, so there's actually no reason to go for one source of damage. After getting upward a little bit, you will need to choose. Do you go to the right side for chaos damage, damage over time basically. You can go to the left side for physical damage builds, but we're going forward for minion builds of course to increase minion damage. And that's basically our turning point for our build, where we start to scale minions a lot and we want to go over here to lower their cost. You can use search bar to search for minion nodes to understand where to go. And there's technically two options. You can go to the right side, you can go to the left side. If we're going top with this right bunch of like minion nodes, there's really powerful attack casting speed as well as health nodes for minions. but almost the same nodes is on the left side. And since all other cool minion nodes is closer to the left side, while leveling you want to keep yourself in the left side of passive skill tree. So after reaching this start node over here, you want to turn left and maybe even pick a little bit of nodes over here to increase minion damage and also health. Now you know how to level up your passive skill tree, so you're ready for the battle. Yeah, kinda. There is another way how you can increase power of your build significantly and basically finish the build in near future. So right now you won't have any troubles against bosses or normal enemies even if you don't have any good gear. And that's, in my opinion, the best reason you can and want to pick Witch as your first character in this league. We got new powerful Ascendancy, Lineage, we got two old really powerful Ascendancies, Blood Mage and Infernalist. Infernalist is very good, and for the good half of the game we actually completely gear independent. But here is the first time you will notice big power spike in difficulty. It's Hunting Grounds area. What we want to do here is to find entrance to Freytorn. And yeah, you can level up a little bit beforehand to be more powerful in this zone, because it's pretty hard zone too. But I went straight forward because, you know, this build is really powerful. As well as the final boss of this area. You will clear 3 ritual sites, and then at the last ritual site, very big one, you will summon the boss. This boss pretty powerful, he will destroy your minions, and minions is pretty stupid to not stand on the ground that hurting them. They will die a lot, and that's again one more reason why we never play minions only at this point of the game especially. But after finishing the boss, he will drop a skull. What is this? Basically you eat the skull and it will give you permanent spirit. While you can use it to summon extra skeletal sniper, actually you want to do another thing, because this skull will also give you spirit gem. In elemental tab, pick Raging Spirits, and now whenever you cast fire spells, it will create bunch of Raging Spirits. Just don't forget to activate it, it will cost 30 spirit. If you will find support gems, use Fire Infusion on them. And now you can just spam this flame wall to create a lot of Raging Spirits and they will attack enemies. So yeah, that's how you can play right now. Still, before this patch, before Dawn of the Hunt, you will create 5 spirits from one flaming wall. It was completely broken and it will carry you through the game pretty easily, but right now it's not possible, they got nerfed pretty hard. Right now only 2 Raging Spirit per 1 flaming wall cast. Still, in combination with our damage over time effects, it's more than enough to clear everything in Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and actually you can go straight to the late game with this combination. All you need to do is to find good equipment with extra spirit, like good scepter that will give you a lot of extra spirit, but also you can find extra spirit on amulet, on body armor, as well as other gear pieces, which most likely will be unique. I hope this guide will help you have a lot of fun in Path of Exile 2. Make sure to subscribe, because soon I will show how to make this build into late game monster with Lich Ascendancy, or maybe you want different Ascendancies. Write me in the comments.